Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. Ali's going to join us in a little bit. You have Treadell and Brez downtown. I had a separate post-game show ready up until about a couple minutes left because that is a brutal loss for the Lakers. I was ready to kind of talk about their first win, but up 7 with 1:50 left. 16-6 Blazers run down the stretch. Empty 3 possessions in a row. A crucial time. Lakers not getting a good shot off, didn't score. Continues to be an issue from three-point land, which we'll get into in a minute, James and Rob, but I'll just let you guys talk about what you saw there at the end.
Yeah, again, it was a tough loss to take. Even though they didn't shoot the 3-ball well, the defense was good enough. And when you have these little battles within a 48-minute game, where they had those 3 possessions where they could not get a score or get a good shot, didn't take advantage of the shot clock, that's what's going to haunt them. I mean, Damian is who he is. I'm sure they're going to, look at the film and second guess. But you have to, when you have a lead, what was it, a 5-point lead, a 6-point lead?
7-point lead.
7-point lead going down the stretch. You can't lose possessions on quick shots and not making the defense work. So I'm sure they're going to look at that. This is a game they should have won. This is a tough one to lose. Even though they didn't shoot that well, they still should have won the game. They got to figure out how to close people out and get good shots. You just can't take a shot because it's available, because no one's on you. You got to survey the shot clock, see what's available, try to make the defense work, and then put the game away. They allowed Portland to get back into the game with quick shots, not smart execution on the offensive end. So other than that, I thought, it was a winnable game down the stretch, but came up a little short.
I think this is a new era of basketball where they feel like possessions are more important than time of possession. And you look down the stretch where it was up 7, those are the times when you have a guy like AD, you can hold it. You can hold the ball to like 5 seconds left to go in the shot clock because now time is in your favor. Those quick shots can kill you because now you give a guy like Dame Lillard, who had 6 threes, and Lakers as a team only had 6 threes. You can't give him the rock. So you got to take your time like, yo, AD, this is what we're going to run. We're going to keep it simple. Sometimes basketball is the easiest thing. You just go to the post with a guy like AD, you drop it down, and you get a bucket. You don't have to take a quick shot because, like I said, time is in your favor. And I think they're going to look at this and realize, there's certain situations and certain possessions that are not good shots because with 3 minutes left to go in the game, every shot got to be a great shot.
I think what's frustrating, and we were all watching the game here at the end, and Ali had said something that I wrote down. If this team was just hitting, 25% of the shots, the threes, okay, and just shooting a decent clip from the field, they might be 3-0. Like, that's what's frustrating. They're doing some good things. They're not turning the ball over that much, right? They're creating a lot of turnovers, leading the league in steals, great in transition with fast break points. They're beating teams in points in the paint, doing a nice job from the free throw line. So the frustration comes from poor starts, getting down by 12, it seems like every single game, again today, battling back, and then you're right in position to win, especially a day like today. And you shoot, again, 6 for 33 from 3, just 18%. I'm going to give you guys a number. It's staggering. Staggering. On the year, 25 for 118. 25. That's 21%. In the history of the NBA, with at least 83 three-point attempts, that's the worst start through the first 3 games.
Stop shooting.
Yeah. Just 41% from the field. So I think that's where the frustrations are because that has to turn at some point, big game James. But right now, like, you're doing all these things to win the game. But the shooting it's glaring at you.
It's got to turn. It has to. They're playing good enough defense to win games, and they have the personnel, I think, to close out games. But it's how you close it out. I don't think they have that concept yet of how to play moments of the game. Look, we got a lead. Let's make the defense work a little bit. Let's not take quick shots. Some guys haven't hit an outside shot the whole game, and they're coming down in the fourth quarter, thinking that they're going to, hit a shot. I'd rather for them to drive to the bucket and try to get 2 that way, but they're going to learn. I know there's a lot of guys here together for the first time and all that, but you have to know how to win games down the stretch. and you can't do it by being spontaneous and taking shots that, just because you're open. That's what they have to learn. This is a winnable game. They should have won this one.
Right here, just sometimes basketball is simple, like I said, even though you got this switch and LeBron tied it up right there. But when it comes to the NBA game, this young generation plays fast and furious. And down the stretch, you can't play fast and furious, you have to play precise. And precise basketball will get you a win. And you got to understand that as a player. LeBron, AD, you won championships, down the stretch. There's no reason, hey, take the ball, let's go out there and hold it. Put your hand up and tell everybody, this is what we're getting ready to do, and then take over down the stretch, because you got to know time is in your favor.
The 3 possessions we're talking about was Pat Beverly, a contested 3 from 25 feet. Late in the shot clock, had to put it up. LeBron, a missed 3 from 26, and then Russ, the missed jump shot. Those were 3 in a row where Dame came down, hit a 3. They got another bucket, so now that 7-point lead, it's gone.
Yeah, because you play to your mismatches. This game right here, AD had to mismatch the whole game. And that's the point where, even in possessions when you're playing with a Shaq, get on the block, Shaq. We're going to get you on your favorite side. We're going to get you to rock. And AD is a better free throw shooter than Shaq, so that was even better. You got to go to the possessions that's going to be easy down the stretch, and who has a mismatch. And I'll put LeBron on the post, because he always has a mismatch. And it's little things like that they got to learn, not just as a coaching staff, but as a team, that sometimes you just got to make the game simple when needed.
Especially down the stretch. The post is our most successful offense. Like you just said, Rob, if LeBron is in the post, the defense has to double team. You get cutters, you get slices, you get open shots. Same thing with AD. I don't want to go in the Wayback Machine, but I remember I used to beat Kareem down the floor all the time, and I would have that post up. But it would be like 3 minutes left to go. We needed to get a good shot. Magic would wave me out of there. Wave me out, big fella, get in there, because that was the focus of our offense. They had to double team him. And I think they'll learn that they can't be sporadic down the stretch, and you got to take advantage of your bread and butter. I hate to see AD not being involved not getting touches. He's the guy, man.
The final
Post
2 minutes.
up. You got to, he or LeBron, Robert's right. You got to get closer to the bucket in order to make the defense react, to loosen up a better shot for you. So they've got to learn how to close these games out. You can't have a 7-point lead and give it away with poor execution down the stretch. That can't happen.
Yeah, poor execution is right. Big game. 10-2 run, the final minute 49 for the Blazers. Dame Lillard, we just showed some numbers there from Dame. We talked about it on the pregame show. He deserves to get his props and love right now. Dame went for 41 again. Remember, they just beat the Phoenix Suns in Portland, and Dame went for 41. He's averaging over 30 this year. Only played in 29 games last year, Rob, but he looks motivated, and he loves coming to L.A. and lighting it up. He just does.
It looks fresh.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the year that Steph had when he missed all the season play. He came back stronger. He came back wiser, and he's playing. Now, this is with Dame. I know it's early in the season, but he looks like he's fresh, and his battery's recharged. He's going out and taking over. If you look at him, his movements is effortless. Like this move right here, just going to the basket. A couple of years he would dance a lot with the rock, but now he's been more precise with the rock. And he's just, coming off screen, shooting. I'm not going to dance. I'm going to waste all this energy. It's efficiency of movement, and his movement is going either towards the basket or taking a step back and knocking down a 3. And that's what you got to have out of all your great players. They need to be efficient in every movement they make on the court.
You made a point. You got to run somebody at him. Because if he's one-on-one, he's going to get something. You know what I mean? You can't play off of him because he's going to pull up for a quick 3. I thought Walker gave him a little bit too much room.
You talk about that late possession, down 1.
You give him a little bit too much room, he's pulling up. You have to get up on him and force him to drive or make a pass or make a play at the cup where you might have help from AD. But if you're backing up with your hands down, he's going to light you up. Or Rob made a point.
Big game, it's right here. Remember,
right there. You can't back up.
Look at the time, Big Game. Not a lot of time left on the clock.
There.
That was after the Pat Bev call got overturned.
It was a bad call, I thought. I didn't think that should have been overturned. I thought the Nurkic leaned in a little bit, regardless of whether he was acting a little bit. But, it wasn't enough in that to turn it over.
But you know what Dame's going to do right there.
Yes. You've seen it. Everybody's seen it. Dame, it's an interesting stat. We talk about stats all the time. He is the only player in the history of basketball that's hit a clutch shot versus every team in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Think about that. He's hit a clutch shot in every team. Right there, Westbrook is at the key. You know, Westbrook should have just ran over. Lonnie should have waved him over. Get it out of his hand. The most dangerous man on the floor, you never want him to shoot.
All right, well, let's get you to the highlights. You can check these out. We got Lakers.